One, two, three, and we are live, guys. What is the deal? What is going on? This is John Hilton and Vadim Mordovin with What Up Nutrition. This is our very first podcast. I am absolutely ecstatic to be bringing this to you guys today. And we're going to be telling our stories today about how we got into fitness ourselves, how we created the brand, and just our passion behind everything. So Vadim, our CEO, is right here, Vadim Mordovin, and he's going to start it off. Vadim, how did you get introduced to fitness? How did it start for you?
What's up, One Up Nation? I'm glad to be here. I know it's long coming, but I'm glad we're here. I basically started working out. I played soccer for 10 years, and when I get closer to going to college, kind of looked at myself in the mirror and did like a self-assessment. I'm a short guy. I'm 5'5" on the best day, and at that time I was very skinny, and I didn't have much money. So I was thinking to myself, if I want any kind of success in dating in college, I better put on some muscle. And and I was watching a lot of Van Damme movies. Jean-Claude Van Damme was definitely that actor that I looked up to.
Shredded.
And yeah, this guy was shredded, kicking ass, getting girls. I was like, I want to be like this guy. At one point, believe it or not, I even thought about it. I remember hit my head and a little blood came out, and I thought maybe I'm gonna have that scar like Van Damme does.
Blood sport.
Yeah, blood sport. But it was just a little cut, nothing major. So that didn't happen. But and that's when I started working out. And you guys, everybody knows anything about working out. Once you start and you start seeing results, then it's almost, it becomes contagious. You continuously want to go out there, you want to improve. And then my friends around me, one of the guys was actually into working out way before me. Other friends started working out, so now it became where all my friends were doing it. Lived upstate New York, so when the winter comes around, it's bulk season. A lot of Chinese food, a lot of pizza, and dirty bulk. And then once closer to April, March, April, you started to cut down again, and it was always about who can come in just a little bit bigger for the summer, who can come in just a little more cut. It was kind of like a competition, and then you're out the partying on the lake, you're out, you're in college. So yeah, that was the main reason why I started working out, is basically to have more success in dating life, because I was short and skinny at the time. And I fell in love with the whole process. I mean, it was way of life for me. It was always about being in shape, always eating healthy, and really enjoyed it too. It wasn't anything that I had to make myself, do. It was something that I really enjoyed, and it is a lifestyle. It became a lifestyle. There are certain things that you have to do, outside the gym. A lot of the things that happen outside the gym, like you guys know, nutrition, the rest. Those two things play a major role in your results, and the time that you're spending in the gym too. So the first gym that I signed up to was Gold's Gym, amazing gym. It's still there, and fell in love with the whole brand Gold's Gym. Obviously, that brand has deep roots within bodybuilding in the United States. And and then when I graduated college, I was I looked to move to somewhere warm, and Florida was a spot. I actually never been to Miami, but I remember looking at videos and looking at that time it was MySpace, and I was just like, man, I'd love to live in Miami. It's beautiful weather, where working out actually pays out for the whole 12 months, not only for 3 months out of the year. And, I'm young. It would be great to get a job there. And I looked for jobs and found a job in sales, and was able to move to Miami, and then actually moved to Miami Beach. And once I moved to Miami Beach, fitness actually became even more serious, because now, like I said, now it's 12 months out of the year. You have to be in shape. Everybody around you is in shape. Where upstate New York wasn't really the case. So I actually elevated my fitness game and started looking into dieting, and workouts became longer, and more intense. And because it was just all the way around. I mean, one thing about here in Miami Beach is you walk into a gas station and there's protein bars, there's, protein stores. I mean, supplement stores all around the world, all around here. So it's, and like I said, sun's out all the time, and it pays to be in shape. And then the Instagram start coming around, 2013. I just started posting pictures and things that I was basically doing on a regular basis. Like I was a guy who was working 9 to 5, but yet I was able to be in great shape, and I was also going out and partying and having a drink on the weekends. And I was going out, spring break. I mean, not spring break, Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, 4th of July. So I was definitely not, living in the gym all day long. So it was a good balanced life, and more people started following me on Instagram and basically asking questions. Hey man, I want to live this lifestyle. I want to be in shape, but I'm having difficulties as far as when to eat, how much to eat, and when to go to gym. I'm working 8 hours, 10 hours, 14 hours a day. I have kids. I have a demanding job. Regular real life issues that people deal with, and I had to deal with those things too. Decided I would set up a schedule when to work out and how to make sure, because it was a priority. It was something that I had to do at least 5 times a week, and everything kind of. I worked the schedule really good, and I was able to pass that information on to my followers and people that would talk to me through comments. I would comment back to them, and that turned into a lot of demands from people asking me if I can write their diet, if I can give them a workout plan. And in the beginning, start doing that for free, start giving out a lot of information, and that led to at that time, my accounts, it was early stages of Instagram. The pages were open, and people were if they saw a profile that interests them and it was aligned with their goals or their values, they would follow you. And at that time, I started gaining a lot of followers, tens of thousands per month, and. I looked at my life when I was working in sales, and here was an opportunity to coach people. After I trained a bunch of people for free, and they got amazing results, and they would send their friends over. So that kind of scaled a little bit. So I decided at that time, I was like, you know what, I'm going to put in a lot of time, and I'm going to actually turn this into a business. And I opened up the Miami Fitness LLC at that time, and I started training. I started taking on clients. It was amazing. It was something that I loved doing, something that I did for 16 plus years. Pretty much my almost my entire life, and now I was able to help other people get in shape, get them to experience what it feels like to be in shape, what it feels like to lose 10, 15 pounds. I mean, it's a very powerful feeling. And at the same time, make a living out of it compared to a sales job that I hated. It was an industry that I was not interested in, but it was a great job that I got right out of college that got me into Miami, Florida. And that's how I got it. That's how I got into working out, why I started working out, and how the Instagram came around. And John and I met in 2012 in a gym. He remembers that day. It was a cool story behind that meeting. From there, John was also doing online coaching at the time. We were actually, I would want to say, if not the first, one of the first pioneers of online coaching. At that time, when we did online coaching, people were like, "What are you doing?" I remember I would post a picture of a food, and I would describe in a caption why. When I went out to lunch with my coworkers, I was like, "Why did I choose that meal?" And I would describe to people, and my coworker would ask me, "What are you doing? Why are you posting a picture of your meal?" And I would describe to him, like, "Listen, a lot of people know, they go to gym, they do exercises, but the main reason how the results that people are looking for, which is the aesthetic results, the visual results, really happen in the kitchen, and that's where those type of choices that you have to make is where where the magic happens, and where a lot of people are very kind of confused about. They really don't know about, at that time, John was also doing online coaching, and I was doing online coaching. Our online coaching businesses were doing extremely well, and we'll go into the whole story on the boat. How we decided, actually, I guess that moment when we decided that we were gonna start a supplement company and how that came about. Let John tell his story as to how he got into fitness.
Okay, so my story is it's actually turning like a negative into a positive. It's pretty crazy, guys. So in 2001, I was 17 years old. I had a privileged upbringing. I came from a very nice neighborhood. My parents were great to me, everything like that. But I had a chip on my shoulder. I got into a lot of fights. You know, I was confused who I was as an adolescent and stuff like that. I ended up getting into a fight, which my friend had gotten into a fight with a kid before, and the kid showed up to come after my friend the day after. They went after him with a baseball bat, hit him. I saw it all go down. I'm just not going to watch one of my friends get beat down with a bat. So I stepped in. I got clocked in the side of my skull with the bat, aluminum bat. This was not a wooden bat. This thing was real deal. And I had a subdural hematoma. I was in the hospital for a little over a week. I was in a coma for 3 days. I remember waking up and they were telling me that I might not have movement in the right side of my body. I might be drooling. I might not have function to certain things. I might not be able to walk again. I might have brain damage. They might have to drill holes in the side of my head to drain out the blood, which was clotting, which was causing a lot of the damage and stuff like that. Luckily, after about, I don't even know how many CAT scans, probably 12 or 15 of them, the blood had cleared out and I had taken blood thinners and everything like that, and I was good. But it was a huge changing point in my life. After that point, I really started, well, actually, I was going to boarding school and they made us play sports. You know, I was a lacrosse player. I was actually passionate about that. I liked it a lot. So spring had come around and I couldn't play contact sports anymore. The doctors told me that was a no-no, especially with that head injury. It's not going to go down. So I joined the track team throwing shot put, which I wasn't great at, but I did it because we had access to a gym. And I figured that I can work on myself a little bit and, you know, just to put on some size and stuff like that. My thinking was back then was the bigger and stronger that I was, the more intimidated people would be from me. And the more intimidated they were, the less likely they would hit me with a baseball bat. It actually worked out really well because I don't think anyone had touched me after that point, as I was like 205 pounds at 17 years old or something like that. I reacted well to the weights and whatnot. So I kept that passion with me, and it really brought me from a dark place, being angry, mad, confused from the baseball bat incident and just not really understanding who I was, to really bringing me into fitness. And it was something that where I could be angry, where I could be loud, where I could scream in the gym, and it was a positive thing. Before that, getting into fights and screaming was bad, man. Like, don't do that, guys. It's not cool. But in the gym, I was able to take that negative and that fire and really turn it into a positive. And then after time, I saw my physique changing and everything like that. And I was hooked. In 2004, I went off to college in Los Angeles and Marina Del Rey and Venice Beach down there at Loyola Marymount. And then I found Gold's Gym Venice Beach, the mecca of bodybuilding as we know it. From there, I was very passionate. A lot of the IFBB pros and bigger bodybuilders saw me in the gym. They recognized my passion. You know, they really came to me wanting to help me succeed in fitness and in bodybuilding and stuff like that. So from a very early age, I had a lot of mentors and great people teaching me things. And back then, there was no internet really. There was no social media. And so Vadim said, relating to his food and stuff like that, like most people, especially back then, had no clue what to eat or, what to do outside the gym is rest and eating and everything like that. It was really just go to the gym and crush it and then hope the rest of everything else kind of makes up for it. Well, that doesn't really work that way. 80% of your gains are coming from your diet and your rest and everything like that. Only 10-20% is really coming from the gym. So I'm incredibly blessed to have that experience and have those people in my life at such a young age. After that, I took a job after graduating college, on Wall Street. I was a financial advisor, a trader. I worked for UBS, which is the largest private bank in the world. It's a Swiss bank. So I was doing that. I was still grinding away, working out. I actually then moved back to New York to pursue my MBA at Fordham University. I was doing that. I was still trading, still working Wall Street, and at night I was taking classes at Fordham. And then the 2008 recession came in, and I was betting down. So I was betting short in a lot of stocks. I was doing really well, but the recession hit. The markets basically crashed, and I did incredibly well. But then Obama came out and released a stimulus package. Everything came back in my face. I had ulcers, guys. I was smoking cigarettes. I was drinking every day. I completely had lost that self that I had found at 17 through the gym. I had, really gotten really far away from it. So I left that high-paying job on Wall Street. I dropped out of my MBA, and I decided to, fulfill my passion in fitness and become a personal trainer. I actually got NASM certified in 2010. I was training at a Crunch gym, which is, I look at it now, I'm like, why the hell did I do that? But I worked there for about 2 weeks before I started doing private training in like kind of high-end buildings in New York and stuff like that. And in 2011, I actually became a Dymatize ambassador, and I basically work for free, guys. So if any of you guys are trying to get into fitness and you get upset with certain brands rejecting you or certain people want to take you on, take anything you can. Just show up, just be part of it. Really, I've really got to say that because I'm living proof that me putting in the work and showing up really led me to where I'm at. So I started doing that, and ambassador, I'd wear their shirts and stuff like that. I'd post a little on social media. Facebook was kind of taking off then, but I was in Manhattan, so I was riding the subway every day, and thousands of people are seeing me every day, and I had a great physique, so I was really just branding for them and stuff like that. And then 2011, I knew I really wanted to get into supplements. Still personal training with all my clients in New York, and I had relationships with hotels in Vegas, and I knew some people that were kind of big on Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that were company owners or had a lot of influence in fitness. So I would go to them and I would try to get them comp rooms or discounted rooms for the Mr. Olympia, which is like our Super Bowl out in Las Vegas. So I was able to, I honestly, I went out there by myself, not knowing any of these people or having met them before or anything like that. And I was just getting them rooms, like really kind of a weird scenario. But through those relationships, I was able to open doors. And, from Dymatize in 2011, it went to actually a full-time job actually down here in Florida. I left New York after that, moved down here to Florida, was still training people. And then 2013, I went to work full-time at a startup supplement brand out of a guy's extra bedroom in his house, packing boxes. So, and I was getting like minimum wage. It was like nothing. I think the second check I got, I actually didn't even cash because I had enough money. I was good, but like I just wanted the experience. I was so hungry for it. So like once again, I'm stating it, show up, do whatever it takes. Just get your foot in the door because it's just going to lead to so many more doors opening in the long run. So I did that. I was there for only a couple months because I really kind of figured out everything that was going on. At that time, as Vadim said, Instagram just started blowing up, just crazy. And, with the content that I was producing for that, of my self-training and like, my own diet and stuff like that, really didn't include any clients on there, some before and afters and stuff like that. I started more and more as I expanded and scaled. But I took my personal training business in the gym and I brought it all online. When I went from training one person an hour to maybe 10 or 12 clients, I'd have their whole program done within that hour. So the scale was incredible, and I was able to see and like really feel the impact from people all over the world, like dudes in India and Asia, just all over. And to see them make gains and to see the satisfaction they had with improving their physiques, really reminded me of myself when I was, in my early 20s at Gold's Gym in Venice Beach. With those older bodybuilders and older guys, kind of pedigreeing me and helping me and, kind of teaching me the right and wrongs of fitness and bodybuilding. So, I transitioned to a full-time online coach. Instagram took off. And then, I had known Vadim for maybe 2 years prior. We'd always gone back and forth just talking about our own businesses, our goals, our dreams, everything like that. We'd always been great friends. We had met in the gym like years prior. And, we always kept that relationship going. And then, one day we went out on the boat, and then that's how we basically started One Up Nutrition. It all just started right there.
Yeah, right there on the boat, guys.
Miami Regatta.
Miami Regatta, over a couple cold ones. There was a great DJ, Sun's out, Guns out. We had an amazing time. At this time, like I said, John and I if not the first, probably one of the first online coaches. Our online businesses were taking off. We're training people from all around the world. And we also have been taking supplements, and we know a lot about supplements. I mean, for me, it was like 1999 or maybe 2000 was the first time I took the first supplement. I still remember it was Pro Ripped.
Yep. Mine was hydroxycut. Very similar products.
Rip Fuel by Twin Labs and it had ephedra in it, so we were talking on the boat and we're discussing, at this time we had a lot of clients and we were recommending them take all the products, and we're like, listen, we know a lot about supplements. We love training. We love fitness. We don't know nothing about, for me, I didn't know anything about the supplement industry as far as like the business aspect of it. I never worked for a supplement company, so I didn't have any that experience. But we both decided it was an amazing opportunity for us to start our own supplement company. And that's it. Right there, guys, right on the boat over a couple cold ones, great music, DJ.
Vadim was DJing.
We have a picture to prove that. And the idea was born. The next day we got together. We were living in the same apartment complex.
Yep.
So we got together and started discussing, hey, let's get this together. We created the LLC. Went to work, started looking for a manufacturer, and that was the hard point. I remember it took us about 2 months to find a manufacturer, because one of the things that we decided we were gonna do is we're gonna make top products. We're gonna make products. Originally, it was supposed to be only for our clients.
Yep.
So we're like, listen, we're gonna make top products. This is gonna be products that we're gonna be able to take, and obviously, this is gonna be products to our clients. We're gonna be working with these people for the next 12 weeks. We can't, it has to be really good quality product. I had a sales job and I was working, and one of the guys that was working alongside of me, he's also a professional fisherman on the weekends, and I told him what I was trying to do. At the same time, I still had my 9-to-5 job, and basically he was like, "Listen, I have to introduce you to this gentleman. He owns a huge manufacturer in Miami. Amazing guy. This guy's legit. You have to meet him." And I came back and told John, I was like, this is what's going on. Maybe we should go see this guy."
Yep.
And went and saw him, I will never forget what he said. He said, "Guys, whatever you do, don't ever cut corners. There's plenty of people in this industry that cut corners." And at this time, I remember what I was thinking in my head, and we were looking at each other and telling him, like, listen, I'm thinking about quitting my job, my 9-to-5 job, putting everything on the line. And this is, we looked at it as an amazing opportunity, because, to be able to do what you love and you've been doing for free for 16 years plus, and now you're able to create a business out of it. And then, it still feels like work, but it does, it's not something that you dread going to work every single day. So we took that to heart. John and I both had the same understanding. I think that's very important when two people come together to create a business. You make sure you're on the same page, and we're on both the same page that we're gonna do this the right way. We're gonna create a brand, and at that time, like I said, it was only supposed to be for our clients.
Yep.
So I wanted to do a good job.
Brand integrity was always number one, right?
Yep.
We always said that, not to make a quick buck, but
Exactly.
to have a real brand built. Hold integrity, quality products. Exactly. Yep.
And then we started working out of our bedrooms. So John and I, we lived in the same apartment complex.
Yep.
He worked out of his bedroom. I worked out of my bedroom, and it was just us two. We divided the work, and we just went executed. We would meet together. We would call each other, and for 9 months, that's how we operated One Up Nutrition. We started coming out with more products. Came out with 3 products first. It was a fat burner for men, for women, and then also a testosterone booster.
Yep.
And then we started adding more and more SKUs. And then 9 months after that, we kept in touch with, obviously, all the time with our manufacturers. We had his cell phone number, and he was the CEO of the company, so it was great having that contact. And we sat down, talked to him, and he was like, "Look, guys, you need to hire help, you guys," because at this point we're working hard, like long hours. And he was like, "You need help, and you also need to get an office." So
I remember this.
Yeah,
I had the phone line in my apartment, and I remember, like, all night it would be international people calling in about their orders and stuff like that. Man, I just didn't sleep because of it. It was crazy. But
Yeah,
those calls needed to be answered.
We decided to start shipping to international right from day one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And we were.
Yeah.
We were all because of social media, man. All because
exactly.
of
We were reaching people from all over the world, guys. I mean, we were training people too. We
Yep.
from all over the world. You know, India, Kuwait, England, Australia, you name it,
Yep.
Brazil. You know, all because of social media. Social media is a very powerful tool, and if you know how to use it, and you know how to make yourself seen, and you're providing great value, you know, it could be very, very effective for any business and individual
agree.
too.
I agree.
Individual.
100%. It's the way of the world now.
Do you remember our first office?
Oh,
The
yeah.
one with,
Oh, yeah. I don't want to remember, but yeah.
Well, at first, we got our first office, guys, and so we had to hire a first employer. And you know, first employer, you're kind of hiring an extension of you because you need another guy who's going to be killing it with you. You know, there's two of you now; it's going to be three of you. So when I was leaving my prior employer, one of the guys that I used to work alongside a lot, his name is Franco. He was a great guy, always hustled, always worked hard. And when I was leaving, he was just like, "Hey, if One Up Nutrition ever takes off, please give me a call," just jokingly. And I, jokingly said, "Oh, okay." And 9 months later, John and I sat down, and we're talking, and we're like, "Oh, listen, we need another guy." And I was like, "I have a guy that we might work out." And Franco came, met us. I believe we met at Rosa Mexicana.
That was one of those meetings. I remember it.
Yeah,
Great fresh guacamole.
Great fresh.
Highly recommended.
And pomegranate frozen
Dessert.
No, it's frozen mojitos or something. I don't know. They have something that I haven't been there in a while.
Something strong.
Yeah, something strong. We're celebrating, guys. So we brought Franco on, and it was just us, three of us in the same room, two or three desks, and that was our first office. And then we hired a second employer, third employer, and then outgrew that office into our current office.
And we outgrew that office in 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah,
it was really quick.
Really quick. And like I said, guys, when we started this business, we went all in. It wasn't like let's see, like we just went all in, and we're just working, two of us executing, and that is that is one of the reasons why the business scaled and it was successful. So we got into our second office, and at that time, we ordered protein, but it didn't arrive yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
And
we were lucky to get out before it came.
Yeah. And then we got into our new office, and it was great. Everything exactly what we needed. And then the protein came, and more products came because we continuously kept coming out with new SKUs.
Protein takes up a lot of space.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
So we had offices, but we had no space in the back. And then for next 5-6 months, it was kind of difficult with space. But then the guy next door to us went out of business, and he needed somebody to do. We kind of helped him out because he was under contract.
Yep, and we're in his office right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks. I like your office.
Yep. Well, we took over his lease to help him out because he was under contract. So now we have this 2 offices right next to each other and 2 warehouses. And now if you guys haven't seen it, please go check out our Instagram, and it's going to be in the video too. We have brand new office, huge office, warehouse, headquarters, going up from ground up.
Yep.
It's very exciting, guys. From where we came from, how it all started, and we're basically 2 guys who love fitness, and it's been our passion for the longest time, and we're able to create a business around our passion. And now we're at the point where we're helping hundreds of thousands of people, assisting them and helping them and educating them and motivating them to reach their fitness goals. Something that as you guys know our stories, fitness has helped us throughout our life greatly.
Yep, 100%. All right, awesome. I think that's like 30 minutes, so I think this is a good ending right here, right?
Definitely. Right. We're gonna have a lot more coming for you guys. Excited to do this. Stay tuned. One Up Nation.
Yep. All right, guys. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.